Àbọrúbọyọ, àbọyè ìbọṣíṣẹ, ogbó atọ́, ìwúre ìwòrìwò fún. To everyone joining us on the live broadcast today. My name is Baba Yooba, and today again we are going to be talking about something pertinent to all of us, and it will establish us and ensure that we don't go overboard in our quest and our understanding of African spirituality. Thank you very much for joining me. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. You are the family and you are the friend. And I love it when we do the sound check together. If you can hear me loud and clear, and you can see me clearly also, do let me know. Today, thank you. We are going to be talking about the quest for power. The topic is the quest for power. But we'll allow more people to join us on the live broadcast today. Thank you very much. We'll allow more people to join us on the broadcast today. You can go ahead and share with your friends and family and everyone that you care about. Let us learn together today. Let us learn together today. We'll talk about the quest for power today. But before we begin, it's very important for us to give ourselves a thumb up for the very many improvements that we are putting on the platform so that we can get the best quality of sound and also audio, if possible. African spirituality you must understand that the reason why so many people come into this part of life to embrace the ways of the ancestors is so that they can get what they need, not to understand or have knowledge of who they are, which is the difference between what we do here and maybe, let's say, what other people do. Before we continue, let's pour veneration to our ancestors as a form of respect. Ìbà lára, ìbà jèrò, ìbà ọ̀rọ̀gún lè là, ìbà àwọn eléwé àkọ́kọ́, ìbà àwọn tí wọ́n ń wẹgbò ní báyìí. Veneration to the ancestors. Gone, the ancestors now, and those who will come after us. We ask that their energy and wisdom stay with us and enhance us. Special veneration to the women. Ìbà ẹ̀yin obìnrin o, ẹ̀yin ìyá Ọ̀pákí Àlàkẹ́, Arógbáṣọ Mábalẹ̀. May your support for us never decline. àṣẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. You need to understand that African spirituality to a lot of people is one of their very many quests for power. That a lot of people come into African spirituality not to know themselves, but to enhance themselves as a tool of oppression against other human beings. And this is against the etiquette or the principle that guide what we call African spirituality. Are we saying there is negative aspect of African spirituality? Yes, there is a lot of negative aspect. But is there also a positive aspect of African spirituality? Plenty. Millions that we cannot count with mouth. How is it that it is the negative aspect of African spirituality that is mostly being escalated, mostly being projected, mostly being produced as a special project, especially by African people? This misconception of what African spirituality is or not has further given rise to what we call selfish motive, reasons, selfish intention towards the science of the ancestors. African spirituality can otherwise be called the science of the African ancestors. Àpádé àlùdé ilé ayé ń bẹ níkàáwọ́ àwọn baba ńlá baba wa. The understanding of nature and the manipulation of it is what African spirituality entails. Are you with me? The understanding of nature and also the manipulation of it is the old curriculum upon which African spirituality is based. For what kind of a person are you if you come alive but you are clueless about life? How would your experience be on the deathbed if you exist in life but you are clueless about life? The sole aim of African spirituality is for self-awareness first, before self-determination. Because what you are not aware of, you cannot determine. Determination is founded on the basis of identification. The spirituality that your ancestor practiced, which you ought to practice, is what first of all solve the problem of identity crisis in you. You would ask, of all the things that everyone in this dispensation are trying to do, how come you invest your time, life, resources into spirituality. And I say spirituality is actually the operating system behind a device. Every single device work on operating system. This is a device. This device have a user interface, but what makes it work is the operating system. The operating system, if corrupted, naturally messes up both the user interface and render the device non-functional. Spirituality is the operating system of humanity. Unfortunately, a lot of us who identify as iPhone, which I'm holding, are trying to mingle, associate, and live our life according to Android manual. The problem here does not require racism. The spirituality of African people gives them a sense of belonging because it solves the problem of identity crisis. It solves automatically the problem of identity crisis. It is going to be an aberration for you to be made by an iPhone producer and keep watching, reading, living your life according to the Android manual. Are you getting my point? I say that if it exists, the spirituality of the Jew ought to be applicable only to the Jews. If it exists, the spirituality of the Indians should only be applicable to the Indians. If possible, the spirituality of the invaders, the Europeans, should only be applicable to the Europeans. Because factors that determine spirituality, one of them is the geographical location where a human exists, is accustomed to live and reproduce. So the spirituality of African people should be applicable to African people, except those of other race identify as Africans. Why is location a good or important factor in spirituality? Because the understanding of nature has a lot to do with the angle of the sun towards you, the rotation of the planet in which you habit, and also the correspondence between you and the universal element. Those are the things that formulate spirituality that is applicable to you according to the geographical location, continent, or what have you that you are located. Ojú ọ̀run tẹ́yẹ fò láì fara kanra wọn. The meaning of that is that the sky is big enough for all the birds in this world to fly without collision. No collision. The day an iPhone starts operating through the manual of Android, then there is a problem. Unfortunately, today, every race, every mankind that has succeeded in making it to the list of what power embraces their spirituality. They embrace their own spirituality. The Jews practice Judaism. The Hellenists practice Christianity. The Saudis and the Arabs practice Islam. The Indians, they go by the way of Buddha. It is only Africans that long for what does not originate from their own continent and race. All mankind gathered and decided we would create for ourselves a spirituality that is readily and easily applicable to us. But Africans would rather copy other people's spirituality. The remaining that now embrace the spirituality of their ancestors, most embraces it not as a knowledge seeking and a fixation of the identity crisis, but as a quest for power. I'm going to say a few things today. The quest for power is the beginning of religion. The quest for power is the beginning of religion. It is the quest of power that made some selected few people feel the need to organize an association and lord it over others. The quest of power is the reason why today people lift Jesus high. Why? Because some microscopic few people felt there is a need for them to control others. And so they created religion. All Christians, either they like it or they hate it, use the entire life obeying the Pope in the Vatican. All Muslims, either they like it or hate it, use their entire life living by the rules and regulation only dictated by the family of the Saudis. Several other sects like that. because someone felt the need for power. However, power is never valid, neither can it be efficient without the approval of mankind. So every powerful person on earth are powerful because human being made them powerful. Because some people who now say they are woke have been able to study to understand the code upon which the reality of mankind exists. They only embrace African spirituality in their quest for power. When you quest for power or you look for power, it is the negative aspect of nature that you will learn. Those who crave for power activate the demons in them. I said again, people who wake up, whose aim, whose objective, whose dream in life is power, there is only one thing that will be awoken in them, and that is demon. Demons don't possess people. People activate demons in them. Demons is not an external visitation of possession of spirit. It is an activation of the duality of life in you. And you will realize that the only motivation for questing for power is to start a religion. The very reason why those who started Christianity started it, for those who began Islam, is the very motivation for everyone seeking for power. Power seeker are blood mongers. People who seek power have no respect when it comes to shedding of blood because they are blinded by what they want, that they do not care who goes for it. And the basis of seeking power start from what someone mentioned now, insecurity. Every single one that struggles with inferiority or superiority complex make up for the vacuum in their life by quest for power. People who seek to be in the position of power, people who seek to wield power, are only doing so to hide their weakness. And when a man's ego is bruised, He will do anything and everything to take revenge. So vengeance is not so far from them. An insecure fellow is one who do not have authority over his own temperament. So a seeking person is naturally temperamental. And look at how the nature of power is. Power in the hand of an emotionally unintelligent person is tantamount to destruction. So some people, we call them boy, even though they are in adult body. Why? Because they have refused to grow and invest in their emotional intelligence. Those who do not have confidence in being human will seek supernatural means to complement their existence. Those who are not confident in being human, because people are so focused on the supernatural that they forget easily that being human is super enough. People are so carried away about the magical experience, mythical folklore, mysticism, and miraculous events that they do not know that even they are miracles in existence. So those who are blinded against the reality of the simplicity of life seek for complexity, and so therefore they complicate matters. We can trace the damage in every power-mongering person to their childhood. Maybe they didn't get enough validation, or maybe they were not raised to relish in their own effort. We raise children in Africa especially that goes to school, come home and say, I am the best in my class, and they hear their parent constantly tell them, you can't tell yourself that you are the best. Let other people praise you. We start raising children to damage them. We want these children to be told that it is only successful when other people approve of them. We struggle in life. We train our children to see themselves in default setting as a failure, except someone else outside give them the accolade. We call it pride instead of self-confidence. We call it arrogance instead of knowledge or intelligence. We shut the confidence of our children up. Those who are more intelligent than us, we also beat them. So many parents are scared of their children's intelligence. And so because you have trained up this African child to constantly live in quest for other people's accolade, when he could not try any further, he complement by looking for power. Because now, what it needs is a perpetual praises, perpetual accolade, perpetual approval, perpetual, and it would never know when it moved from the line of seeking praises to the line of becoming a tyrant. It now instill fear in people so they can constantly be in awe of him. Why? Because you brought him or her up to always request for praises from other people, even though what they need to be happy is within them. So many children in African society were now raised to feel incomplete except someone else contribute. And what's the easiest way to get that? Put fear in everyone. Even when I'm wrong, they should say I'm right. And so when you tell an African child that there is no power in the name of Jesus, remember that an average African accepted Jesus because they are seeking for power. Power to an African person is a validation, is an accolade. Power to an African person is not the ability to do things, it is the ability to be better than his neighbor. I'm dealing with the Africans. My problem is with the Africans. Now, to an African person, when you now mention power, power is not the ability to serve his neighbor. Power is no longer the ability to be of use or to be enhanced to do something. Power is the ability to oppress. This quest for power is a subtle pestilence in human body, in human society. It is the quest for power that will make an African child accept the religion of the invaders. Why? They want to be better than one another. The marketing of power comes in subtle statement like, I shall be the head and not the tail. If you are the head, who should be the tail? The subtle marketing of power comes in a statement like, I shall be above only and not beneath. Who should be beneath while you are above only? The subtle marketing of power comes in a little statement like, say, 1,000 by your left, 10,000 by your right. With your eyes shall you behold the destruction of your neighbors, but it will not come near your dwelling. Who should be destroyed? Me? It is the quest of power that bring about denominationalism, because an African child who became a Christian in Catholic felt Catholicism is not charismatic enough. He moved from there. He goes into Redeem, which is Pentecostal. He felt they take life so easily. They always talk about Holy Ghost. No, I need something to kill people around me. I need to show them that I'm the Son of God. He began to say, I have been seated in heavenly realm by the seat of Christ before God. And he moved into Winners Chapel because they even know the caption. They say, I am a winner. Who are the losers? It is the quest of power that makes him migrate from being a winner to being a mountain of fire. Because to him, the Iyaramota that knows how to sell pepper than her or than him in the same market, because she went to school of marketing, knew how to lure customer, knows how to carve a niche for herself, is her enemy. And so she will go to MFM and pray that Iyaramota die by fire. That is the definition of Jesus to an African child. Seeking power to oppress, to demolish, to destroy, and the only image in their head is not a white man, it is a fellow African man, a fellow African woman like themselves. It is this same damaged African child that one day felt like, I have been shouting Jesus, I have been shouting Jesus, and it's not paying me. And suddenly they say, if you would not mind, there is a Baba Yooba somewhere. If you go to him for divination, he will give you something, something, something. And it is the mentality of power seeking, power mongering, bloodthirsty kind of mentality that they bring for divination. And they say they need miracle, they need understanding of power of the ancestors. Why? They still want to validate themselves and need one or two persons to oppress so they can constantly be invalid. An African child felt, the concept of peaceful coexistence, the concept of you can fly and I can fly too without us colliding, the concept of I can look for your good, we can go into partnership for the greater good of mankind, is lacking. That concept brought about what we call the black supremacy. And if an African child tells you, I'm going home to take care of myself, is going home to go and report a fellow African person to someone so that they can kill that one, he can become the other. So that they can remove that one from the way or give that one sickness, diseases, so that he or she can become relevant. Why? Because they have lack of self-confidence in them. We train them up to be that way. We train them up to be that way. So when we talk about African spirituality to an average African child, what he sees is not the knowledge of self. What he sees is not the understanding of nature. What he sees is not the reconnection to the science and the knowledge of the ancestors. What he sees is voodoo. What he sees is charm. What he sees is magic. What he sees is something sinister, something dangerous, something that he can use to further fill up the vacuum of inferiority complex, egocentric maneuvering that will make him become the center of attraction when other people die. He doesn't care. When you marry a man who have a quest of power, you become nothing in the priority of his life. People who are questing for power, they use people like they will use objects. Humankind to them is disposable. When you are not useful to them anymore, they easily discard you. And the day you raise your head to query them, they kill you. The trait of this is what you see in your spiritual leaders. Center of attraction is a trait of someone who is power mongering. And so they give themselves so many names. Quest for power. Where you will know and see that this one, power is his problem. This one, power is a problem. Is that they are very quick to change their name. And when they introduce themselves, they start with their title. My name is Dr. Barrister NIM LLB FUAL MC Jack Robinson, King, Prophet, Evangelist, Apostle, Pastor, Bishop, Archbishop, Pope of the whole wide world. Oga, what is your name? They have so much title that their name get lost in the process. What is your name, Afa? Orúkọ mi ni Afa Muhammadu Sheikh, oníwàásù àgbáyé. Oga, what is your name? Is your name Ibrahim or your name is Paul? Go straight to the point. Power mongering people. In the place of work, you ask them, hello, madam, what is your name? I am MD, CEO, co-founder, in-founder, rep-founder, sponsor, stakeholder, shareholder. What is your name? People who want to be addressed beyond their name, you know they have a quest for power. Why is that? Why? They are not proud of who they are. And so they need to make up something more than who they are. People who shy away from their name and stick to their title, they are not proud of who they are. So they add something more to become what they are not. In this way of life, when you meet them, they say, my name is Babalawo Iyalorisha Ajimutajero Ifagbotaye Oba Ogboni Agbaye, the Egun Senu Jeje Moti One, the Alapatira of Apatira, the Oleku of Oleku Film, the mainframe production of Tude Kelani. Oga, what is your name? And they go into, I am a bona fide member of Reform Ogboni Confraternity, the ancient Ogboni Fraternity, the beginning Ogboni Fraternity. I am also one of the co-founder of Omi Oshuntinshan International Fraternity, collaboration of the Trees and Palm Trees Fraternity of the World. Ilẹ̀kẹ̀ lórí ilẹ̀kẹ̀ lọ́rùn, wọ́n wá dàbí ìgbà ajé. The quest of power make people forget who they are and begin to gather what they are not. When you meet a person whose aim and objective in life is power, you have met a person who will not think twice to sacrifice you to renew their power. In a family setting, a man who is questing for power will tell you that, how dare you call me by my name? I am the man of this house. Call me your highness, the husband and the owner of the money of the head of. Calm down now. Some people amass so much title that you will think they are writing their own biography when they want to introduce themselves. This quest of power is prevalent, especially amongst Africans. It is the quest of power that make you overdress for your life's journey. Because some people really don't have value. If you lift up the clothes they are wearing, what is inside is empty. And when they try so much, know that they have something they are hiding. When they begin to try too hard, know there is something that they are hiding. How did we get there? Childhood. Childhood. It is against the peaceful coexistence of mankind for one man to assume that he is more powerful than the other. Why? What African spirituality taught us, if not anything, is that we are all equal in the universe. Is it not ignorance that did not make you know that if you die, it is the earth that I am going to that you will go to? It doesn't matter if you are living in high-rise building, they will bring you down. Apologies, I'm back. It's network. I'm still here. It's network. It is this lack of power that make people think that the name they bear would distinguish them from the death they would die. However, when we begin to now raise an African child to understand that they are enough in themselves, maybe we won't have problem of power seeking, power mongering, and death being melted to one another or against one another. For the existence of African spirituality is not so that you can be better than the other, but so you can be the best of yourself. Anywhere else in the world, like African spirituality. No. People will try. They will say in Christ you will know yourself. At the end of the day, you realize that the only thing you know is Christ. And then they will now tell you that knowing Christ is enough. What about you? People will try, they will say following Allah and Muhammad is a way to know yourself. Then you realize that the only thing you know is Muhammad and Allah. When you successfully now accept a religion, a sect, or something that make you forget who you are, it is easy for you to embrace violence and what do they call it these days? Terrorism. It is something too much for you to request of a terrorist when you are expecting him to be human. People who do not understand their humanity are not capable of being human to others. Are you getting me? People who do not understand their own humanity are incapable of being human to others. No religion teaches you about your humanity. Every religion pushes your attention to non-existing God and symbol of sacred. Every religion shifts your attention from yourself to something else outside you. Just like the training given to us at home, growing up, is that we should expect validity from outside of us. Christianity shifts your attention to the cross. Judaism shifted your attention to Yahweh, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Islam shifted your attention to Muhammad, to Allah, to Kaaba. Buddhism shifted your attention to Buddha, Gautama. None of these that I've mentioned ever took your attention to yourself, except African spirituality. And whoever try to exert power on you is shifting your attention from you to them. You know the validity of a powerful person who quests for power, rather, is your attention. The food to the ego of a power monger is your attention. The only source of relevance of a power monger is your attention. They behave exactly the same way religion behaves to you. I don't teach you to focus on me. I teach you to reflect on yourself. A man who accepts that he could sleep and not wake up, he could go and not come back, he could die at any time, is putting the key to your long life in your hands, telling you that you run it the way you want. A man who tells you that you are the God you are looking for, that you don't need his approval to be human, to be sane, to be successful, is telling you you can be more than I am. But when the trait is otherwise, they remove the attention from you. They remove the validation from your horizon, from your reach. They remove the importance from your mentality and put it somewhere else, so that you will have to pay to access it. You have to slave to access it. You have to serve to access it. You become distant from yourself while still being in yourself. So when a religion that blinded you from yourself tell you to kill a man like you would not hesitate. Why? You were not taught humanity of self. So you lack the empathy to be humane. You were not taught about the humanity of yourself. Those who do not understand themselves are not under any obligation to understand others. It is what you have that you can give. It is what you possess you can give. But a lot of people do not even possess enough fairness to themselves, enough pampering to themselves. They don't have enough self-confidence. They don't have enough self-worth. And so they judge other people as they have judged themselves. So when they say you love your neighbor as yourself, and the same religion did not teach you to love yourself, if the same religion who say love your neighbor as yourself is the one that told you to die for Christ, if you kill anyone for Christ, you would not think of it as a bad thing. If the religion that says all infidels who do not proclaim Allah the greatest are due for death, and even if you do not follow Allah, you are an element of Jahannama. When you see other people who are not following the Allah, because you don't have value for human life, you are not under obligation to have value for their own lives. The same thing with everyone who is power mongers. Their aim is to make you serve them, look at them, focus on them, love them, be at their service, give to them. Are you with me? The quest for power. And then you realize that someone is constantly trying to run away, hide away from something. If Yahweh is confident in itself, Yahweh will not need the help of man to be Yahweh. Yahweh will simply do what it takes and be Yahweh. If Jesus is confident in itself, Jesus will not need the help of the disciples to be Jesus. Jesus will just naturally disciple everyone. If Allah is confident enough as Allah, Allah would not need the help of you to propagate his name and shout that he's the greatest. Allah will just be great in the subconscious of all mankind. Such thing does not exist in African spirituality. And that's not the way your ancestors lived here. No competition. Kóńkó jábélé, kálukú sì ń ṣe tiẹ̀ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Kóńkó jábélé, all man for himself. In the concept of African spirituality versus the concept of religion of the invader, you realize that the God of the invader is a jealous God. One of the traits of a power-mongering thing, entity, content, or individual is jealousy. What they have is never enough. Jealousy starts from lack of self-esteem. Someone said a God that needs worship is not a God. That's why we don't worship Ogun. We don't worship Ogun. We don't worship Shango. We don't worship Oshun. At least those who listen to me know we don't do that. We only study what they knew and we do it. We don't bow to them. People who listen to me know we don't bow to trees. We don't bow to iron. We don't bow to water. We only learn to what the ancestors did and we are able to speak to nature. A God that needs worship is not a God. A God that needs your 10% cannot provide for you. A God that needs you to bring all tithe and make provision for his house cannot put food on your table. Don't you get? A God that needs you to build house for it cannot shelter you. African people, you need to wake up. Especially a God that is jealous of you as God is not enough to be God. A God whose temperament can be shaken at any slightest thing. The concept of African spirituality. Apologies, somebody is asking what happened to video. Is the video not working anymore? I think the network is messing up big time. Can everyone still see the video, or we have to restart the Wi-Fi? I can see the video here. Such God do not deserve you. Then you now go back to the concept of jealousy. This jealousy of who or what exactly? Because the African spirituality taught us that you are God, I am God, and one God is not greater than the other. We are all useful in a scheme of life. That's why we call each other Orisha. And there is no greater Orisha than the other. All Orisha are the same. Having equal time and opportunity in life. It is now the understanding of yourself. It is your understanding of yourself that helps you maximize So one God is not greater than the other. It is now the foolishness that has been implanted in the subconscious of an African child that make him tell you that a God that was written with capital letter G, like this person wrote, is greater than the God that was written with small letter G. My question to you is, can you pronounce them differently? Can you pronounce them differently? The God that starts with capital letter and the one that starts with small letter. And what is the meaning of God? What is the meaning of God? What is the meaning of God? Sometimes when they don't want to write it as God, G-O-D, they write it as L-O-R-D. They call it Lord. They call it Lord. Do you know what it means to be a Lord? A Lord is a owner. If God is Lord, if Jesus is Lord, if Yahweh is God and Lord, a God is a owner that forcefully took possession of a thing that does not belong to them with one singular aim to make that thing be at their perpetual service. A God is a Lord who forcefully took over a possession, a thing, an entity, with a singular aim of making that thing be at their perpetual service. That thing under their perpetual service do not have a mind of its own, cannot get freedom ever, are bound to the Lord. If there is a freedom to be God, I am my own God. You know why I say I'm my own God? I am the possessor of me, the one who put a guard and a rein over my mouth. I am responsible for the consequences of all my actions. I am the Lord of this body. A Lord is also, like this person says, a master. It leaves you in no position if you say that you have a God. When someone say I have a God or say I have a Lord, and someone say I have a master or I am a slave, they are all saying the same thing. When someone say my God, my Lord, or someone say my master, I am a slave, I am just a servant, they are saying the same thing. Life is more beautiful than for you to be anyone's servant or anything's servant. So, in the way of your ancestors, one God is not greater than the other. Why? Because one God is not the Lord of another. Each man is living his life with the consequences of their actions and inactions. They say what God cannot do does not exist. God cannot feed you. It is when you are hungry that you realize that it requires you to feed you. God cannot take you from one place to another in your car safely. If you doubt me, close your eyes, get behind the wheel, and say, God come and take the wheel, you will it is the day you say, God, come and take the wheel, and you close your eyes, that you meet that your God. Let's go check out the roof of the house. Your God into work. If you can let me know. Somebody said the video is speaking. The video I can't do at time. Apology. That's the price we pay. This part of the world, network issue. But we shall improve on it. I said it was an unfortunate incident that God summarily cannot cure COVID-19. That it still require mankind to develop a vaccine around it. But it's all right for God to take your tithe and offering, or tithe and offering. Why? Because those who quest for power are like the sky god. They are bothered about what they will take from you. They have nothing to offer in return. And they don't take it gently, they take it forcefully. They don't take it gently, they take it forcefully. People who exhibit the trait of the sky god can easily be made out as a power-mongering fellow. Those are the power mongers that we are talking about. And to bring such an attribute here in African spirituality is an aberration. So the purpose of African spirituality is the knowledge of self and not the oppression of one another. The knowledge of self, not the oppression of one another. And this is one attribute of a power you look for that I know. It consumes you and it destroys you. When you are ignorant that you are powerful enough, that your tongue is enough power, that your thought is enough power, that even when you say nothing, you vibrate power. When you are ignorant of that simple knowledge, any other thing you add to yourself pollute what is there and destroy you. Whatever does not come with you comes to destroy you. Whatever you have to seek, whatever you have to quest for, whatever you have to struggle for, whatever you have to snatch and grab before it can be yours, you can get them, but they will destroy you. So becoming an initiate, joining one fraternity and the other, going from one babalawo to another, doing one incision and another so that you can become fearful, you can become a dread, you can kill your people, you can mutilate them, you can dupe them, is going to destroy you. And it is quite unfortunate that a lot of the so-called African spiritualists uses this negative aspect, which was meant to be a troubleshooting knowledge, to provide solution in equipping the young African children, duping one another, killing one another, running mad delta scatter. So the number of people suffering from depression in the continent, the number of mishaps, the number of misfortune, the number of calamity, the number of trouble, the number of catastrophes that are unexplainable, that are beyond medical definition and discovery, increases by the day, because those who are not spiritually intelligent enough possesses the knowledge of nature at their disposal. Possesses the knowledge of nature at their disposal. And if care is not taken, the very thing that is supposed to be our redemption, our heritage, will become our alienation and resort to our general extinction at the end of the day. So if we do not know how to learn emotional intelligence and also spiritual intelligence, we will not know when to stop, how to stop, and where to stop. It is pertinent that you don't only have understanding of African spirituality, but you also have the knowledge of where to stop. So many spiritualists will tell you, let me do this and this for you. Always ask them, what are the repercussions? So many of them will tell you, if I initiate you into this, into that, if I put this incision and that on you, it will do this and this for you. Tell them, can you tell me the detail of the repercussion? So they don't put you in trouble. Because a lot of them only want you to become as misfortunate or unfortunate as they are. A lot of them just want you to be as wèrè as olórí burúkú dàbí ti dà ní wọ́n fẹ́ sọ ọ́ dà o, ajẹgbodò wọn ń wẹ̀ ní ìkunra ni. Many of them wọ́n ti gungire kọjá ewé, sàárà ti kọjá mọ́ṣáláṣí fún wọn. Wọ́n ti à ń wò pé ṣáwọn nìkan làwọn ò mọ jìyà yìí ni, and they are looking for who that will go down with them. So somebody is saying, why don't you belong to Ogboni? Why don't you belong to this? Is it your business? What am I looking for? Exactly what it is am I looking for. Quest for power, quest for influence, quest for affluence. In the name of looking for connection, a lot of people have lost connection with themselves. That's why it is easy to sell Jesus as a giver of power to African child. That is why it is easy to sell Yahweh as a God that speaks with thunder, consumed with fire, to an African child. That is why it is easy to sell Allah as a taker of revenge, an encroacher of boundaries, possessor of domain, shedder of blood, to an African child. Why? Because we raised an African child to feel incomplete in himself, like if I have not gotten it from outside, then I am not enough in me. Man sọ pé bójórí bíbọ nìkan lèèyàn ń ṣe lóṣooṣù, kódà ò lè fún ẹ ṣe. If it is only your divinity you appease every month, you will know that no God can be as powerful as you are, because you live in the sensitivity of how much evil you can do and how much good you are capable of. You become both God and Satan. You become both good and evil. You become both angel and demons. But you now know how to appropriate each part at any time. It is until the time you understand what really African spirituality is all about that you come home to yourself to realize that it is not looking for what is lost. It is activating what I possess. It is not looking for what is lost. It is activating what I possess. It is not looking for an accolade. It is becoming confident in self. African spirituality teaches you not to be a people's pleaser, a ass kisser, a foot licker. Because those who possesses those traits, they easily betray. The reason why they do yes sir for you is because of what they will get from you. They want to badly replace you. If you give them a chance, they will. I say all mankind are capable of the worst evil on the planet Earth. It is because most of us lack the opportunity to. You can steal. It is opportunity that you lack. You can kill. It is opportunity that you lack. Who told you you can't kill? Let war come and you have a gun to defend yourself. You will kill without feeling guilty. You can do the worst thing. Sometimes it is opportunity that you lack. There is nothing they say God has done that you can't do. Suddenly, God does not know how to create nuclear weapon. 3 nuclear weapons can destroy humanity. Jesus doesn't need to come because he will not come. The guy has been saying he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. In this part of the world, when they say he's coming, that means it's a lie, he's not coming. We do not now need Jesus to destroy the world. It is a long thing for you to expect to expect rapture or the judgment day or the apocalypse. Humankind can create it now. The guy in North Korea can just press a button. The guy in the White House can just press a button. The people in Israel can just press a button. We just need 3 nuclear weapons. The end of the world has come. Mankind can now uncreate the world that you say God created. We may not want to go by the way of nuclear weapon. Mankind can agree and say we want to end our life, cut down all the trees on planet Earth. Give them 5 years. They will die. Every single human being on earth will die. Humankind may not say we want to go to that extent. If they really want to end the world today, you are tired of, like, you want to end it, kill all the insects and all the beasts in the planet today. You too will follow suit in the next maybe 50 years or so. Not up to 50 years. So suddenly, what you think is a miraculous happening, what you see as an apocalyptic, what you see as in the book of Revelation is no more in the hand of John or in the hand of Jesus or in the power of God anymore. It is now within the reach of mankind. Yet you say man is not God. Yet you say mankind isn't God. But when you quest for power, you realize that all of these things, as beautiful as they look, you only see negativity in life. And it is going to be so to you as you have chosen to see life. What am I saying in a nutshell? It is not because of the unavailability of power. It is your countenance and your disposition to power. A power that you allow come to you will stay with you and enhance you for good things. A power you run to, a power you quest for, a power you desperately search for will consume you and destroy you. It is not because it is not in the program of the universe to empower you, but when you do not give respect to time and season of your life, you get into some level, you walk into some realm, you step into some power that you are not spiritually intelligent for, and they truncate your life before your time. May that not be your own portion. Ashe. May it not be your portion. So long you agree that a child first needs to crawl before they walk. A child first needs to blab before they talk. That to be strengthened and to have energy, you need to eat. Why not also allow life teach you? Seek guidance. Know your scheme in life. Understand your own area of purpose and calling. Do not seek power, but get ready for it. Because there is no power outside of you that is not already inside of you. There is nothing coming outside of you. Power don't come into you. Power is activated within you. When you want to launch a rocket from here to the moon, and you use the gas you are supposed to use in outer sphere, in inner sphere, you will crash. Don't activate the power in you too early. There is time for 1 year. There is time for year 2. There is time for year 3. There is time for year 4. There is time for year 5. The terrain for year 1 is different from that of year 5. Do not allow anybody make you jump the step of your life. Do not allow anybody entice you to skip the steps of your life. And quit your association with anyone who is introducing you to things that within you, you know you are not ready for. if it upsets your mind, if it upsets your divinity, then it is not where you are supposed to be. Run for your life. Aboruboyo, Aboye Boshishe. Thank you very much for listening to today's broadcast, and I hope that you have been richly exposed to it. And one of the misconceptions of African spirituality has been taken away. You must run from those who introduce you to the negative aspect of African spirituality and try to lure you into what will destroy you. Into what will destroy you. There is power here. The science of your ancestors are available, but are you emotionally intelligent enough for it? Are you emotionally ready for it? Are you spiritually ready for it? What knowledge have you sought? It is good to seek knowledge. The produce of knowledge is where power comes from. It is those who seek knowledge that gain power. Power without knowledge is battle without weapon. You cannot sustain it. You cannot sustain it. When you seek knowledge, which is what African spirituality is all about, especially the knowledge of self, there is no way you won't be powerful. Remember, I told you that power is not coming from outside. You will not be possessed by power. You can only activate power. This is not the Holy Ghost. They say you receive power, after which the Holy Ghost has come upon you. When you allow yourself to be possessed of a thing, you are still going back to the concept of slave-master relationship. Submitting yourself to be possessed by something strange you don't know has put you on the list of the greatest fool on earth. In African spirituality, power does not possess a person. A person activates power within them. How do you activate this power? Through knowledge of what? Of yourself. And how you operate in proportion to the nature around you. How much of knowledge of yourself do you know? Do you know what you can eat? Do you know what you can wear? Do you know where you can go? Do you know where to live? Do you know the kind of business to do? Do you know the kind of person you can marry? Do you even know how many children you can have? Do you know where to even sleep? It is the lack of knowledge of what to do that put you at the disadvantage of those who are in their area of purpose. Because when you know what to do, the ability to do it will be activated in you. When you are in your area of specialty, no one can dictate for you. No one seeks power in their area of specialty. No one needs motivation in their area of specialty. No one needs an incentive to function in the area of specialty. As a matter of fact, you do not need an accolade in your area of specialty because you are doing what you are happy about. It boils down to the knowledge of self. How much of yourself do you know? Those who do not know their humanity are not obliged to meet humane treatment to others. So African spirituality is centered around self-knowledge. What do you know about you? What do you know about you? And I'll wrap up with this story. I always tell you, very funny. A certain guy was going to travel. And they got to the airport and went to the counter. He wanted some special treatment and they could not afford it. And as usual, he started shouting, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" Then this lady said, "Call the security." When she called the security, she said, "One of the mad people is here again. He is asking me who he is. If he does not know who he is, how am I supposed to know who he is? A lot of you are in that state of life where you allow others define who you are to you. And because the definition of who you are is not truly who you are, you needed an enhancement to become what you are not. That is where seeking of power comes in. When you are living a life that is not yours, you will constantly need support, external support, to become what you are not. But when you are living your life, which is what African spirituality provides, you will run smoothly and you will run nicely. Don't you ever forget, when you are an iPhone and decide to live your life according to the manual of Android, your operating system will misbehave. The device will shut down. The user interface will be useless. Aboruboyo, aboye, what she said. If you have questions, this is the time to now begin to ask your questions. While we await questions, I'll make some announcements. You can see some people will be wondering, how do we consult for consultation? You can chat my Telegram, Baba Yooba on Telegram. You can follow us on our social media, Facebook at Baba Yooba, Instagram at Baba_Yooba, because we also hold live broadcast on Instagram. And of course, YouTube. If you are joining us for the first time, don't go without pressing your subscribe button and pressing the notification button. Activate it so that you know when we are live. A lot of people complain that they don't know when I come live. YouTube doesn't alert them. That's because you did not tell YouTube to alert you. You have to put on the bell that rings. Every single message that I've taught so far, you might not be privy to watch me live. You might want to go into our website, babayooba.org, and log into our podcast, podcast.babayooba.org, podcast.babayooba.org, to listen to the audio version of everything. And of course, you are welcome to African Spirituality Hub on Telegram. That's where we make family and we bond as one people. African Spirituality Hub on Telegram. Ensure you put your real photo, and also you use your real name when you are coming to be part of us. Thank you very much. And we are also saying you're welcome to be part of to be a donor with us, because every month we do charity work. We do charity work where we feed children at our Orisha community every month. We also give them giftings. We also sponsor scholarship and then make sure that they are happy at least once a month. It's a food bank project. It's a food bank project which you might want to also be a part of. Go to africanspiritualityhub.com, africanspiritualityhub.com, to register as a community member, and you'll be able to donate. If you don't register with us as a member and you don't fill our donor form, we are not collecting the dime from you, because we've had series of times in the past where people give us donation and also come back to us for a refund. We do not want trouble such as that. Don't forget that on my YouTube channel, you can have access to most of these teachings that is showing manipulating lost, the living, the dying, and the dead. It's a very fantastic teaching that will help you accustom yourself to the time of your exit. Dealing with persecution is also a very wonderful topic. Unsolicited compassion is one of the best that we've ever had. Not every time you should help people, and not everyone that you can help. Unsolicited compassion will teach you who to help, who not to help, how to spot a true babalawo in 5 seconds, and the knowledge of sex, something that is not freely taught in your church. Demystifying Abiku is one of the topics that has brought a lot of controversy around my name and validity of being a babalawo. But my existence is to upset you, so I'm not shy to tell you some things that are lies and some things that are true. Olokun, the energy of wealth. If you identify with that, you might want to also get that. The strength of your limitation. Oduology and the etymology of Ifa. This is one of our best teachings so far, the witchcraft, the motherhood. Having seen this particular one, you would respect every woman that you come across with. And I thought about the matrix of Akosejaye, the matrix of Akosejaye. You really need to know the importance of doing Akosejaye. And this one talks about no spirituality attached, where I demystify a lot of things. Thank you very much. Going back to the comment section, someone is asking here, how can I get a copy of Water Mastery class if we didn't vet or get to register? There's going to be another stream very soon. We are hoping to open another calendar year very soon. So you might want to wait for a real-time class. Someone is asking, Baba, how do I get in depth with my spirituality? I don't know what direction to go. I would say, I'm not trying to focus your attention to me. I would say that get yourself accustomed with all my teachings. Go to my YouTube, search all the teachings. One way or the other, you'll be awoken by the end of maybe 10 or 15 teachings. We've recorded over 100. So far, so good. And you will be really awakened. Then you can now bring up your questions after that. You can bring your question after that. Someone is asking, how do we stand ground against vaccine pressure using African spirituality? I'm very sure that vaccination in the West is an optional thing that you can also say you don't want to take vaccine, right? Am I correct? So, and when if you don't want it, you say you don't want it. You know what I will now advise you? Maybe you should come home. Come to Africa and come and stay. In Africa, you practically are your own president. You are your own governor. You can create a civilization within a country for yourself. In Africa, you can provide your own water, provide your own electricity. You can take many things off instead of paying tax. And you can practice your spirituality well in Africa. The herbs, the roots, the plants that are very essential to your health also are available in Africa. I advise every African, come to Africa. Let's give it a try. Let all Africans in diaspora come to Africa. The West will be broke within 2 years. Can I say that again? Let all Africans leave diaspora and come home. The West will be broke within 2 years. They will not believe what came over them. Someone is asking, how do you discover or find your area of specialty? Maybe through divination, maybe through observation. You never can tell. Have you done your Akosejaye through divination? You never can tell. Thank you. Thank you very much. Someone is also saying that a religious exemption can be used to refuse vaccine. Yes, also. At least the Jehovah Witness, they refuse blood transfusion. So if you say you practice African spirituality and it is against vaccine, remember, there is nothing that says don't take vaccine. No. But if you don't want to take, you can say that and they will let you be. They will let you be. Someone said, yes, so I got my heart built already, living the hour. Okay, all right. So you are welcome to Africa. The weather is good for you, it's perfect for you. The environment rejuvenates you, and there is a little more you need to do about understanding your own spirituality if you are living in Africa. If you are living in Africa. If you leave the West for the Westerns, you will see them again in Africa, begging you to come over. Someone is asking, how can I be admitted again to African Hub group on Telegram? I was taken out because of no picture. You can send me a private message on my Telegram and see how we can remove you from the banned list, because we really wanted to secure this. We want to provide area of safety or atmosphere of safety for people who are serious about African Spirituality Hub. And having too much people who are anonymous, some people will join and their name will be 0000. Some will join and say XYZ. Who does that? We are not secret cult. If you are not proud to be part of it, just leave it alone. So that's why we took so many people out. exactly those who do not contribute, who we do not know. So send me a private message. We'll look for your name, and the admin will do the needful. Michael is asking, Baba Yoruba, do you see Yoruba nation getting our own country, or Oduduwa Republic soon? No, no. Um, okay, so somebody is asking, what's my contact number? Please, there's an information scrolling below. I don't have a contact number, but if you use this link, you'll be able to chat me directly. Baba Yoruba. Download Telegram and then search for Baba Yoruba on Telegram. You'll be able to download me. I don't have a contact number, but I have a Telegram account which you can use to download me. So the person who is asking about Yoruba Nation, remember, I'm not a politician. Part of what I'm doing is to ensure. Part of what I'm doing is to ensure the awakening. How you want to apply the awakening is left to you. If you want to apply it to your, if you want to apply it to political emancipation, financial emancipation, economic emancipation, racial emancipation, whatever emancipation, it all starts from spirituality. The moment we fix the identity crisis, everybody knows what you do at the time. So about the Yoruba Oduduwa, I really don't get deep in it, and I don't see it coming to reality very soon. Thank you very much. And that will be the end of today's broadcast. Thank you very much for hanging on, irrespective of your network ish. We hope to do better some other time. 4 p.m. Nigerian time every Thursday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time every Sunday on Telegram. Telegram Shine. There are things that are deeper than this we discuss every Sunday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time on Telegram. But for general people and general knowledge, 4 p.m. Nigerian time every Thursday on YouTube. Don't forget to join our Instagram channel also for you to keep up to date to the midweek broadcast on Telegram. Thank you, and do have a wonderful time. May the energy of wealth not feel strange in your own atmosphere. Ajia for the day, Afishagbala. May the energy of wealth build palace in your own domain. May you not finish one before you find another. May your hand not reach the end of your pocket. And may you not encounter misfortune. May you not suffer any wrong allegation in life. Ashe. Koribe. Consultation and divination. You know what to do. The information is scrolling below. However, you have to give me time. I need time to get to you. If I've not gotten to you, it's not because I've forgotten you. It's because there's a whole lot I'm doing at the same time. I'll surely get back to you. Have a nice time now. Ireo.